Don't worry, I'm here. No issues. I had to wait for some passerbys, and I'm gonna have to close the camera when that passerby goes back in. But what's up, everybody? How is it going? Everybody's doing good. We are back at this work thing, so I'm a little bit tired today, but plan on taking more time off at the end of the month. So, anyway, what's up? How's everybody doing? Um, hope that everybody got to see the premiere that was up there first. Um, but yeah, so I had the premiere first of my F-22 having a little bit of a wonky situation, but it's going to be getting some changes because it hasn't been had any maintenance or work done on it for a while. So for those of you that missed it, I posted a video before this of my F-22 doing some Tokyo drift on takeoff. Come to find out, it was the little set screw that's in the gear, the main gear that keep them straight. They popped out and they went straight, strange, and the plane did a little pirouette and almost flew into the fence. As it was flopping on the ground, it did bend the wingtip a little bit, but it straightened it back out. Still had a decent flight, but I also noticed that the elevator servo is doing this. When that happens, those servos are going to die. So I already ordered four servos. Um, so two are going to be for the F-16 and two are going to be for the F-22. So yes. Shadow, yes. So I had a friend totaled their F-22. Didn't know if I had parts, so we did a trade. If I wanted parts, so we did a trade. I gave them something. They gave me stuff in return. So we have a brand new set of gear, um, and servos for some other stuff too. I don't know what all is in there, but it's mainly gear, and it was an ESC too. ESC and a gear ESC and a fan. Neither of the fan and the ESC I didn't need, so I was able to get that from someone else. And then the main thing I wanted was the gear, so the main gear are good. So I need to change those gear out, and that's what's going to happen. So anyway, so this is going to be a little bit of a slightly different show because I have things I wanted to show, but I'm going to do it here with me, right here at my computer desk. I'll just move the keyboard. But so I'm digging the 7S stuff. So I wanted to show everybody what it is that I've been doing and how I've been doing it. Duplicate it for themselves. So I've already done two 7S planes. Actually, okay, let's take that back. How many have I done? The very first 7S plane that I did was the F-22 that you just saw. The flight that it did was on 7S, even though I had that little bit of a mishap. But that was the first 7S plane. It originally used that's still using the original ESC, the red brick. Has no issues. That one's been good. And it's flying on a 7S 6200, a 3S pack and a 4S pack in series to make 7S. So that was my first 7S plane. I loved how it worked. Works great. But I'm like, there's got to be other planes that this will work really well with. That's my website too, guys. Take a look. If you have any questions about anything, go there. You can send me an email. It shows the email on that website. Look in the description. It shows you everything you need to know about becoming a member to the channel. I need to do something for all members here in a little bit. It's the next show. I promise I'll do something for members, people that have been members for a while. But anyway, take a look at that. I'll put that down now. But so flew that on 7S. It's been great. But I knew that there are other planes that I could get more performance out of because the F-22 is good, but it doesn't have the best ducting. So we're able to get the F-15 working good with those nozzles. And then I went to plug 7S into that, didn't realize that I had one of the older version red brick ESCs, so they weren't 7S, they were still 6S. So that's what you saw here on the channel a couple weeks ago when I changed that ESC out. Jeez, my cat's leaving fur everywhere. Changed that ESC out to the one Tim Jusins was talking about originally, which was the new Hobby Wing 3S to 8S high volt with 120 amp with a 150 amp burst, which is more than enough for the stuff that I need. So that's what I changed, the ESC in the F-15, and it worked really well. So this last weekend, I actually switched out the ESC and fan in my my Viper jet, which is what was the picture of this on this for the stream. And I use that same ESC, but I have two. I use that same sort of ESC, but I have other ESCs which are actually related, but they're not called Hobby Wing. So what I plan on doing is showing you guys this the FMS ESC 120 amp, which is the same thing, and you can get it from FMS or Fair RC, but it happens to be the same ESC. Now this one costs a little bit more, so I already had these and I bought these before that other Hobby Wing came out, so I'm going to use these. So I'm actually going to upgrade another plane. That's why I'm bringing up the 7S to 8S upgrade, because I have two more planes I'm going to upgrade. One is going to be the FMS. Actually, I don't know. I'm kind of torn now. I don't know if it's going to be the FMS Rafale or if it will be the FMS Futura. Or maybe I'll just do both. Who knows? But I wanted to show you guys the programming process, because that's one of the things that I had to do with the new Hobby Wing ESCs. And the cool thing is, so this is kind of funny, Craig Bevan, you guys, I see you guys talking about this engine blowing up too. I had to deal with those issues recently, but it was a head on mine. But the dealer took care of it. Craig Bevan, I spent most of my RC time flying gas planes, so I know them. But I also know how annoying they can be, so don't like the smell of fuel. Don't like the, oh yeah, there we go, we got it. Okay, so I'll be able to show this to you guys. Slapnuts, you were telling me a little while ago about using the sticks to do the programming. I haven't done it in a long time, but with my Viper jet, since everything was put in there and all taped up, I couldn't pull it out again to do some changes to the ESC programming. So I had to do the stick, and it actually wasn't all that hard. Stick method was actually pretty easy. But what I'll do is I will show you guys how I do the programming with the programming card, and I'll have it a split screen so you can see. But yeah, I'll show you guys how to do it. But it's not hard, and yeah, it isn't hard. It depends on the ESC. There are some ESCs that are damn near impossible to figure out. The one for the Hobby Wing. So this is the thing. That same ESC that Tim, that same ESC that you showed me. This is the exact same. This is the exact same ESC. It even comes with a capacitor, which is cool. But they're almost identical. The only difference is the color and the fact that this is an FMS Predator. That's what they call it instead. But we're going to go through and do the programming a little bit later, and I will I'll show you guys the program box and all that stuff. I have my phone here. So, Craig Bevan, I have zero issues with gas. I actually love gas planes. Um, the issue that I have is the fact that they require constant tinkering, and I'm a mechanic and I do tinkering at work. When I come home, unless it's my own car, unless it's my own stuff, I don't want to be tinkering. For the most part, the electric stuff has been really good, super easy. People at the field, if they have issues with their engines or with tuning or whatever, I go help them. I know how to do it, but I just don't. I just don't feel like dealing with it when it's supposed to be my stress relief and break. Um, so yes, Mike Bird, it is this hobby wing. I've used this a lot now. So yeah, and yes, that's the hobby wing. Now, funny thing is, nobody knew how to program those ESCs for the longest. Not even the people from Motion RC knew how to program them. So out of nowhere, all of a sudden now that thing is for sale on their site. I wonder how they figured it out. I know you are Shadow, but still, um, like today at work. Just for those of you that don't know, I help maintain a fleet of government vehicles, equipment, all that stuff. Some of the high use equipment belongs to our security officers who are basically running their vehicles 24/7, just like a cop would. And they have a Chevy Silverado SSV, which is a special services vehicle. And out of nowhere, the serpentine belt just got chewed up by something. We don't know whether they were off road and it did it, or if they were an animal got in there and tore it up. But all we know is that the serpentine belt is chewed up and it's going tink 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 as it rotates through its thing. So we've got to figure out what's going on with that and get it to the dealer. Probably going to throw it on my tow truck and take it to the dealer and as warranty work because it's brand new. It's less than a year old. But like I said, it's running 24/7. So yeah, when I get to my RC stuff, I just want to plug it in, go. I don't want to have to deal with all the extra stuff. And yes, they go to hell and back. You know, everybody when they see our stuff, they're like, "Oh wow, if this goes to auction, it's gonna have really low miles." And I said, "Yeah, but those miles triple those because that's the kind of the hell they've been through." But so yeah, um, and you know, it depends on what kind of mood I'm in, and it depends on the sound. Now, what drives me nuts about a lot of these gas engines is the fact that these people will just put straight pipes right out the head, and it just sounds ridiculous. And then they're trying to talk to each other, and they're going, "Huh? What? I can't hear you." And then there's this one guy at my field. He's got an extra 330L, and he's got tune pipes in it, and there are two tune pipes that go down the whole because it's a twin cylinder, two cylinder, um, a twin, and it goes down the whole body and comes out a little before the empennage, and that thing sounds incredible. And it's it doesn't make hardly any noise. It makes a little bit of noise, but it's not loud at all. It sounds amazing. Yes, radials are cool. Got no problem with radials. Have no problem with four strokes. Um, the chainsaw engines that are just straight pipe drive me nuts. Drive me crazy. I haven't. Has anybody heard from them either? Because I know that's a whole lot of craziness going on over there. It's just nuts what happened over there. It just went totally crazy in North Carolina and all over the East. I think Georgia too. Georgia, I don't know where else, but keep those people in your thoughts because this is going to take a long time to rebuild. You know. Anyway, so I'm gonna get my phone set up and show you guys how I do this. But the 7S has been incredible, and the crazy thing is, so let's just talk about the F-15. The F-15 has been significantly better than it ever was, not only in performance. Excuse me for a second. It's been doing a lot better performance-wise in every way because of the nozzles mainly. But then, Hangar 51, what's going on? You have surgery or something? Mr. Kenny doing okay. Pain is manageable. What happened to you? What, did you get surgery or something? What's happening? You hurt yourself? Don't hurt yourself, Kenny. But the F-15. So now I have a big 7S pack that I'm using in there. Mountain RC, what's up? So I have a 7S pack that I'm using in there. It's a 7S 6000, and since the plane is working so much more efficient, excuse me, so much more efficient, it's flying probably faster than it ever used to at full, at a little above half throttle. So as a result, I'm able to fly around like a maniac for 3.5, 4 minutes and come down. And when I recharge the 6000, I'm only putting in 3,300. So the motor's not hardly draining anything at all. So that's why I'm wanting to switch a lot of these planes over. So the 7S and the F-22 was a little bit hard on it because that plane, the ducting's not so good. It does fly amazing. I do get lots of performance out of it. But so far, the one that's benefiting the most from it, dude, I got a whole bunch of planes I could switch over to the 7S. I'm gonna do them all too. So now that I've gotten the F-15 and that thing works amazing, I have to get an actual video showing how well this plane behaves because now I can fly it as far as you can see, as far as I can see before I have to bring it back down. But I'm doing. So I switched the Viper Jet to set to 8S. That wasn't quite as big of an improvement. It gained a little bit more in thrust and vertical, gained a lot of weight, but it's helped it. So that was a success. So now, like I said, I wanted to switch it over to a couple other planes. One of them being the new T7A. I'm probably going to clean up the exhaust, but I mean, it sucks because the plane sounds so good with that little nub that's in the exhaust, but I plan on cleaning that out. Putting 7S in that because I have the FMS 2000 kV in that plane. So I change the ESC to one of these and do the programming for it. Let's see what's going on. You guys are talking. Fred Barron. Hey, Fred Barron, are you still doing your show on Mondays? Because I haven't been able to check. But thank you for being here again. You're always here. Oh, so you had to have surgery. And yes, you're right. That's what I'm noticing. So that's what I was trying to get to too, because I was measuring the weight of the battery packs. The 7S pack weighs the same as one of my bigger 7200 packs. So, and since I'm using less throttle, it's actually flying better. Oh, Wild Bill took over. Okay, so I didn't know that. So yeah, so it's a good compromise. And now this part I didn't know. Okay, so I need to sign up on your page so that I can see it and show up there because I didn't know that was on. I'm trying to figure out different days to get more people involved too because I know we used to have all these live shows and now most of the live shows have gone away. So yeah, Tim, I'm sure it is because that 1850 is amazing on 7S. And 7S is light. So I might do that. We'll see. I'm using what I had. I had two. You know what I should have done was try the original fan on 7S because I heard that was good too. I don't like the size of a 36 millimeter motor going over what it's supposed to, but I know it can do it. So I'd rather do the 1850 though, and I could order another 1850 and do it that way, which I might. Yeah, you're right. Dave's RC just disappeared. I don't know what happened to him. There are a couple other people. Dave Marshall, he hasn't been doing a show. Um, the Mary Boozer's guys, they're with Motion RC now, so they're not doing shows. I think that Pilot Ryan still does his show, but I think it's on a weird day. Um, but anyway, I'm rambling today. I don't care. Just gonna go on doing whatever. But I'll get one of these ESC's programs so you can see. Um, so Wild Bill, let me click that and see if I can make sure to join. I didn't even know you were there. Okay, I'm subscribing to you. I just subscribed and I've got all. So now when something comes up, I'm going to see it, so I'll be on there with you. Cool. Because I was wondering what Fred Barron was doing, but now I know. So, all right, cool. I'll be there. Yes, RC Plane Reviewer does a show, and I'm usually there unless he's got somebody that annoys me. But I'm usually there. Um, Rich Baker is he's back to flying a lot more than he used to. So he just got certified for 767s. So he's not going to be on nearly as much. He'll do shows here and there, but his moneymaker is flying the real deal. So I've talked to him. He still does RC stuff. It's like local events when he can, when he's in town, but he's flying all over the world. So I think he flies cross country, then he flies overseas, and then it's basically he's like going around the world from what I've seen. But yeah. And he got furloughed for a while and he had some health issues for a while, so he wasn't flying, so he was doing lots of RC stuff. So that was that. So let me get my stuff set up so that I can show y'all what I'm doing here. I'm gonna have to set the keyboard aside, so I won't be able to chat right away. But I will still be able to see what's going on. Sorry for the change. This is going to a different screen, so my face won't be bright. But anyway, since I'm just rambling, I'm just glad to actually be back to flying again. Glad to be able to get back into this and be excited about it, because I've been so busy with all these other things and wasn't able to focus on what I want to do. And then you get out of the habit, and next thing you know, you're not doing it at all anymore. So we don't want to do that. Set that over there. Ew, what's that? There's another stuff under my damn keyboard with the duckling. So I still have a new desk that I got for my birthday a couple years ago that I have yet to get put together. So out the way. So I've got all what the hell was that random shit? What was that? So I've got all this random stuff here on my desk. So get that on out the way. I don't even know what it was that I moved. What's all these text? All right. So I'm gonna get it all set up. I got a battery at the ESC. And we're gonna look at this, and I just got to get my phone set up. So give me a second. I'm just getting the camera set up. I gotta clean the rear, not clean the rear, clean the rear camera, so it'll be clean. Back camera. So there's gonna be a little bit of stuff here in the way, but 'tis what it is. So it's on that. So I'm just gonna do a little ESC programming. So I have to make sure to keep this muted. All right. All right. Studio. All right. So I've got that. You might hear a little bit of talking, but that away. I don't accidentally hit end. So there we can see. All right. All right. So there's the ESC. There's my hand. Hello. That's the programmer right here. Oops, I don't know where that is. So let's make that a little bit bigger. The other way around. Actually, no. Let's leave. There we go. That's better. You can see better. What I'd like to do. There we go. Okay. So you're going to hear me, but you're going to see this. So I don't know if it's going to. So the way that this works is there are two different leads on the ESC, and this works for the ESCs too. So there's two leads. This one is the programming lead. This one is the BEC. So what you want to do is, you can't really see it because of the light here, but one of them the power goes here, the signal, I see it jerking, the signal goes here. All right, so power goes there, and the signal goes here. Well, not signal, the program wire goes here. Okay. So I'm going to plug in the battery. I just have a random battery that I'm going to plug in. This is an old 4000. Did I plug it in wrong? I did. All right, let's do that again. There we go. Okay, so I had it upside down. So they have these different tables on the programmer. Most of them are for cars and stuff that aren't relevant to what it is that we're doing. And from what I've noticed, these ESCs don't go along with what's there. So let's pull out go up a little bit. Sorry for the shaking. Sorry for the mess, but there is a mess at my desk. So we're going to programming menu. And in here, there are 10 different items. And if you can't read them, I'll tell you what it is. And I see that it's jerking a lot. There are 10 different menus, 10 different things here to go through. The first, I'll just read it. The first one is the brake type, and it asks if it wants to be disabled. Okay, so the first part, it says brake type. So one is brake, and then there's going to be 4 different options. So if you click item and then value is, there's 4 different things. Okay, so default is disabled, which is fine. So then we go to the next one, and that is brake force. And the default on that is also disabled, which is fine. Okay, so now we get to the important part. So 3, we get to voltage cutoff, and you have two options there, soft or hard. Soft is what we want. I'm just going to leave it there because we want it to be like a pulse instead of a just immediate shut off. Um, so that one's there. Go to the next one, 4, which is lipo cells, and it's the default is 1, which is auto calculate, which is fine. And then go down again. Now this is where it gets. Okay, so number 5 is cutoff voltage, and it defaults to number 3, which is 3 volts, which is actually okay. That's good. You want it to be high. I mean, you want it to be low because it's better to kill a battery than it is to actually kill the plane. So I'm actually going to disable it though, but it's good to see that they have the voltage reasonably low. I usually take it as low as I can, and on this menu it would be 2, which is 2.8. But they have values all the way up to 3.8 volts per cell. But let's take it to 1. So there's 7 different ones that you can choose from. But I'm just disabling the cutoff altogether because there's no real need for it. I know what to do. So the next one is 6, which is BEC voltage. This is cool because you can change it to between the default is 5.2, which is great. Number 2 is 6 volts, and then number 3 is 7.4. So that's already on the one that I want, which is 5.2. If this was an E-flite plane, a lot of the E-flite planes use 6 volts for their smart ESCs. So that's what I did for my vibrator, 6 volts. So this is a difference too between the hobby wing and the FMS. The hobby wing has way more settings and a much beefier BEC. So that's a slightly better setup than this. For what I plan on using this for, it's going to be fine. I'll probably put this in the what do you call it, Futuro. So 7 is startup mode. Aha, see, and it starts off on soft. I don't like that. So we're going to change it. It gives you 3 options. It gives you normal, soft, and very soft. Very soft is what you use for helicopters. So I'm not going to use that. So I change it to 1, which is normal. Okay, so now we're going to switch down to the next one. So 8.6. So now this is interesting. This is what I really like because number 8 is timing. So number 6 is 20 degrees timing. That's the default. Why they would default it at 20 degrees, I have no clue. But we're going to change that. I don't want that on that crazy amount. It's got 8 different choices. Choice is 0 degrees. Number 2 is 5, which is why I'm going to leave it. Number 3 is 8. Number 4 is 12 degrees. Number 5 is 15 degrees. Actually, 5 is 15. No, it's 20. Yeah, 15 is supposed to be default, but this one was set at 20. Okay, we don't want that. 7 is 25, and 8 is 30. That's 8. So we're going to go to, I want on number 2. All right. So Victor, you made it. You're back. You're not at your meeting. That's good to see. You're always doing something else instead of hanging out on my show. You do come by, but you always say you're doing something else. So thank you. Anyway, let's see. So we got 8 down. So that's timing. Clockwise and counterclockwise. That's cool. This one has that. The other one does not. So I don't know what that's number 9. I'm just going to leave it on that, and then I can change that within the plane if I need to. And then freewheeling, number 10, and that is enabled. Okay, so once you've got everything saved the way you want it, push OK, boom. So now let's go through it all. I want it 1 and 1, yes. 2 and 1, yes. 3 and 1, yes. 4 and 1, yes. 5 and 1, yes. And then 6 and 1, yes. 7 and 1, yes. 8 and 2, yes. 9 and I just left 9 because I have to change it anyway. And then freewheeling 10-1. So boom, there we go. So now this ESC is programmed. This is something that I think most people need to get used to doing, because when you just get a regular stock from any of the places, I mean, I think even E-Flight for that matter, they don't program their ESCs. They just set them as defaults, and the default values really aren't good. I mean, for a regular prop plane, it doesn't matter all that much, but for airplanes, I don't know if you can see that, but those are the values. So those things all need to change, and wherever you see a star, that's default. That's going to be a default. So it's always best to change those. Go through and change it and set it the way you want. Disable cutoffs whenever I can, because I prefer, like I always say, I prefer to burn up a battery than crash the plane. And yeah, Mike Bird, those are used for surface quite a bit. So there we go. That's it for that. So like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more 7S. I have 6 different planes that could be upgraded, that could really benefit from it. The T7A is one. The Futura is another. The Rafale, I might do it to the Rafale if I ever get the damn thing together. But I need to get the Rafale. So let's get out of here. Let's remove that. But the Rafale, I need to do that. I don't want to end. I just want to close this window. There we go. So that's still running. Okay, so anyway. Lots of planes would benefit from 7S because it'll be a bump in power and only a modest increase in weight. Going to 8S isn't always the best for the planes, as Tim Jusins has said. But yeah, so that's that. But yeah, the most important thing you can do, especially if you're doing some sort of a custom setup, is to make sure that that ESC is set the way you want. Seeing an ESC like this with timing set at 20 degrees off the bat, that's just in a way setting you up to burn up your motor. There's a big difference with when you change timing. When you go from low to high or from low to medium, there could be as much as a 28 difference. That could be the difference between burning up your motor or burning up battery or whatever. You know, it's not the best thing to have your ESC set with timing so high. Sure, you're going to get a few more RPMs, but it's going to be a lot more heat generated instead of it just, you know. So most of what timing will do is increase your heat. Sure, it will increase performance to an extent, but what you're doing more than anything is increasing the heat produced, just like a car. If your car's not programmed, if your cam isn't programmed to, if your cam is not set for higher timing, if you don't have the fuel for higher timing, you're going to overheat. You're not going to gain any benefit from it. But if you have your stuff set up in a way, you have all your parameters set up the way they're supposed to be, they're going to run fine. So it's kind of the same with motors. Electric motors and gas motors do work similarly, just with different forms of, with different fuel. So anyway, so I think that's pretty much going to be it. If you guys need me to go over this stuff again, I can always do these things regularly, because I don't think enough people know that you should be changing programming on your ESCs. And I know that they have it set up in ways where you can do it with your smart ESCs from your radio. But people just need to pay more attention to this stuff. But like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot more because flying that F-15 has just been a huge kick in, a huge just shot of adrenaline because it's so much better and it's such an old plane. I got it in 2016 and it's been through so much. And being able to breathe new life into this thing has been really cool. So um, being able to increase the performance on all these different planes, it's gonna be cool. If there's anything else, anything, because I usually do the question thing, I just did a free flowing format today just to figure this stuff out. Hopefully, I can get more things out to people so that they know. I just recently started posting on RC groups again because I'd taken a major hiatus from there because I didn't like the toxicity that had been floating around. Basically, the whole hobby has gotten really toxic because of all the fanboying and all the influencer crap. It's been really hard to do anything online without people just being awful. So I'm planning to do more on these other channels, hopefully to get more people and try to help out more people with getting this stuff done right. But um, I'm flying more, which I need to be doing. I still have a crap ton of planes to maiden, um, crap ton of planes to assemble. So that's right. So I was going to talk about a couple other planes that I'm going to be doing, changing cell count. So one is going to be the T7A. I got to clean up that ducting and then put in 7S because that plane's got a ton of room and it could really benefit from the extra power. Then I'm going to go to the Rafael. I think the Rafael is going to get that treatment too. Um, and then I'll just maybe go in slightly smaller size um, to keep the weight from going crazy. Then I have an F5. I'm probably going to do 7S on that, or I might even have the 8 set up so I could put an 8S 3300 or 4000 in that. Um, I have the 70 millimeter F104 that still needs to be assembled and maidened. So that one's going to need to be done. Yes, I still have the Hawk. I love the Hawk. I'm leaving the Hawk as it is. I already put a 2000 kV fan in there, so it's really good. It could be changed to 7S. I don't need to though. It's perfect as it is. That plane's wicked fast stock and flies really, really good as far as the weight and all that. My favorite pack with that plane is a 30C 4000, even with the upgraded. And then I've flown it on 5000s and I don't like it, so I'd have to use the higher C4000s. I use a 70C 4000s, but I mostly do 30C 4000. So what I need to do, I had a Hawk flight back in the days where I was flying it as long as I can, and they use the old Red Predator ESCs, which are not programmable, which I found out the hard way, and I was still able to get over 11 minutes of flying time. And the battery was still okay because it cut off too early. The battery still had 3.8 volts per cell, so I could have kept flying. So what I want to do is do another video with the BAE Hawk with the 80 and see how long I can fly it. I could probably fly it for 20 minutes, easily 20 minutes, and still come down with power because it's an amazing plane. We used to do touch and goes in formation with that plane and fly for 6-7 minutes with no issue. So, but I want to do it again because now I have an ESC that I can program. I need to go through that ESC and change all the settings in that and get it to where they're working the way that I want them to, and then we'll be good. But that's one of my favorite planes. I have a 11RX ESC and 11RX receiver in there, and I accidentally cracked the case, so I need to put that back together because it's a gyro. So get that done. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more stuff, a lot more experimenting, a lot more fun stuff that I haven't been doing, which I had been doing for a long time now that work is not so crazy. And I can get my head around. I'm not going to go fly this weekend because it's going to be 106 degrees. I'm not doing that. So we're going to be doing something else. I have to work on my car Friday night, change the wheel bearing, and then it'll be ready to go hill driving again. But so yeah, that'll be it. Shadow, I don't know if you know, but my car, if you're still here, my car was down for a month because of issues with the head that was taken care of by the dealership. Um, yeah, Shadow, that's weird because usually you guys are hot and we're not. Um, Victor, where we live, my car said it was 110 and 106, and my car is usually pretty accurate. At work, it was 106, and then on the way home, by the time I got here to home, it was 102. And it's really heavy heat. I mean, I haven't felt this in a while. I think it's just because there's no actual onshore wind. The heck? No, not that. So yeah, Shadow, they replaced it. The old one you can't even get anymore because it was a casting problem. The coolant channels were all wrong and too thin, um, and eventually erode because even good coolant is a little bit caustic and it will corrosive. So with the way things were, it was corroding and eating through the head. So yeah, I got a brand new one. Car's in excellent shape now. Perfect. Yeah, they did update it. And they totally so the original head was made in China. The new head is made in India, and they made revisions. And the car has. I didn't realize that it was down on compression, but it's actually way better now. So, but yes, let's see what they say for temperature for tomorrow. I think today is was supposed to have been the hottest day. That's supposed to cool down. So let's see. So tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit cooler. It's supposed to be 92 as opposed to 102. Um, but the current temperature right now is 80. It's in the 80s still. 84. Still warm. Normally, this time of year we're in the 70s, so we should get back to that. But we're gonna have some. Next couple of weeks are gonna be pretty warm. So yeah, Shadow, same deal with those guys with Toyota. They had the same issue. And yeah, I had kept all of my coolant. I flushed it before it was time for it to be flushed for a repair that I needed to do. And then this crap happened. So anyway, the car's good. I have it back. Only thing I need to do is get that bearing change, and I plan on doing that Friday since I'm not going to be flying Saturday. Do it in the evening before the. But then that'll be it for. So anyway, guys, thanks for listening to me ramble today. It's been a rambly day, but we did get an ESC programmed to talk to you about the new things that I've got coming up, and I will have more technical things here to show you guys when it's time. So thanks for being here, and I'm going to leave the chat up for a little bit, but then I will shut it down after that. But thanks for being here, guys, and don't forget to get out and fly and enjoy yourself. Don't make this hobby anything more than it is, which is supposed to be fun. And don't let these influencers mess with your head, because they keep messing with everybody's head just because, whatever. We're not going to go off onto that tangent. But yes, wild bill fluids are very important, especially coolant. coolant needs to be changed regularly, or it will start eating through everything. It wasn't the case in my case, but even when it's new, it still has corrosive qualities. So make sure everything's right. Anyway, though, I'll talk to you guys later, and keep your eyes on the channel because I'm posting stuff constantly now. I've got shorts going up all the time. I don't like shorts because it's like saying my actual shorts, but short videos going up, and then lots of videos from flying. I have quite a few videos stacked up now from flying, and then I plan on doing more of it. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. And yes, it's aluminum. That's why you have to get, especially for aluminum, you have to get the right kind of coolant because it does different stuff. So anyway, let me get going. Hangar 51, I don't think I do have your number. Are you on Facebook still? I'll get your number. Shadow, or somebody, if you've got a way to text me Kenny's number, please do that. But I'm going to get going. But thanks everybody for being here, and I will be back next time. Adios.